It's Thursday night. All ye critters, come join us. It's time to continue our flight. There is magic and mystery from darkness. Our friendship will rise. But one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight. Oh, get ready. It's Thursday night.
Last we left off, our heroes here who have been traversing the city of Drusar had been on the trail of a few disappearances that have been happening in recent weeks at a theater. Upon finishing this mystery, a figure nearby overheard that you had completed this appointed, risky endeavor to find these missing people. An individual named Chetney Pakapi. You began to search throughout the city, follow the path to where this individual, this Gurge, was currently staying temporarily within the city of Drusar. Upon inspecting the temporary abode, the hovel in which he was living, you found signs of a struggle. Apparently, some sort of attack had transpired, and you watched marks of it being dragged away, while also hearing of a terrible dire wolf attack in the city. Fearing that this individual may have fallen to the same dire wolf, you spoke for information with the person who had rented them the space, and followed the assumed intent that he had been arrested by the local wardens. You had gone over to the nearby factory and spoke with these wardens to see where he may have been. Upon them, awkwardly, nervously almost, walking into the factory and locking the gates behind them, looks like Fern decided to go ahead and inspect secretly in the form of a rat. And already in a place of mistrust with these wardens assigned to this factory, they turned to leave, just as you were there waiting out from underneath the door in the tight space, attempting to turn from where their footfall was. You failed to do so and took just enough damage to pop you out of your rat form. And we come in just as Fern has emerged full-bodied in the middle of this small office chamber within the factory, staring now at these three wardens that look at you with surprise, confusion, and a slight shift towards whatever arms they have at their side. With that being said, what do you do, Fern?
Oh my goodness! I was trying to come in to get to you, but you ran in so fast. There's a whole pack of dire wolves out there, and it's bad. I was trying to come in to tell you, and you didn't hear me knocking on the door, so I slipped right under, and here we are. Let's go. I go to open the door.
Okay, roll a deception check.
Come on. Oh, God.
How many?
Yeah,
There's 3 of them, right?
There's 3 of them, yes.
Just natural 20.
Okay.
Just not 20.
Easy peasy.
Seniority.
Roll like Robbie.
2.
Let's go with this guy. Uh-oh. 11.
Oh. 11.
Yeah.
They kind of all glance to each other.
We need to go outside right now.
Looks back
immediately.
The one at the desk who's still sitting there looking forward. Miss.
Fern, what's your name?
As you put your hand forward, the one in front kind of begins to pull the blade from the sheath.
Just a hand.
And glances to the other two. Says, could you describe the coloration of these direwolves?
There were so many different types. There was a white fluffy one. There was a kind of brownish one. There was...
At this point, the two guards, one grabs your wrist on the left side and the other grabs your right wrist.
Whoa.
Miss.
Yes.
We should have a conversation. Sit.
Absolutely.
The two guards just carry you along, kind of forcefully holding your wrists and sitting you on.
Damn, I'm not gonna do anything. Jeez Louise.
The man at the desk, before we get over to you, just says, strange that you are asking around about this Gurge fellow.
Oh, yes. We didn't even get into that. with you yet. I just wanted to make sure you guys were all safe.
Why are you looking for him?
Well, I didn't really want to disclose this, but we were in a relationship, and he just took off on me. And now we're just kind of sort of trying to put the pieces together of getting my life back. So I think we're just trying to find him because he stole a bunch of stuff from me, and it's been really hard.
You were in a relationship with the wild man, the hermit on the outskirts of the city.
Well, he was a wild man.
Right.
Yeah.
At this moment, coming back to you guys on the outside. What are you doing?
Right, you look stressed. Why are you stressed?
She's they know she's in there. Do we kill everybody?
She said they might kill her.
Oh, thank God, let's go.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Wait, we can't just barge in. This is a police.
I'm going to start banging on the door with the hammer. I'm going to break it
I'm really
down.
good with locks.
All right. Now, too late. I did it with a hammer.
Okay. There is a heavy impact sound as you hit the door, and it echoes. The sound of metal on heavy weapon kind of echoes through the factory halls. What was that noise?
How am I supposed to know?
You doing it again?
No,
Can I try mine now?
fine.
Shit, age before beauty.
Thank you.
You know, this might have been an easier lock if it hadn't already been somewhat wedged by a heavy impact the previous round by a weapon. You can see there's a slight gap where it is now pushed slightly out of its normal socket there, where the door is flush normally, but it has definitely fucked up the locking mechanism for the time being.
Listen, I need you to give me some information. I can give you something as well if that's how you like most transactions.
Certainly. He kind of looks over to one of the guards who kind of like releases your right hand and pulls his blade out and begins looking over to inspect the sound that just echoed through the hall behind.
All I ask, if you could just come out and talk to my friends and I don't mean anybody any harm. We really need to know where my love has gone.
Why are you looking for him? Be honest for once. It might adjust your sentence.
I'm worried about his safety. I went to go see him and he wasn't there, and it looks like he might have been hurt.
He seems unmoved and frustrated with the fact that you're wasting his time.
I'm gonna cast her in person.
Okay. He goes forward to give you a stern finger forward talking to and goes, Well, my apologies. This was a major understanding.
It's really okay. I accept your apology.
The other kind of guard behind us like, come on. What's happening? We just letting it go now? What's the noise coming from?
Can you guys call... Who's in charge here?
They both look at you like incredulously, then look back at the main guys as she has a point. Look. We were given a donation from an old friend. Do you know of Artana Vo?
Anafo. That sure sounds familiar. Would you refresh my memory, maybe?
She's a female bounty hunter.
Oh,
She
yes.
works all throughout the wilds.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know her from way back, and she, on behalf of her employer, whoever it might have been, offered us a bit of coin to help her with the hunt. This Gurge individual she was apparently hunting. Now,
I'm gonna try to saw through the door, by the way.
okay, go for it. He like cuts through one of the hinges, and you can see now the door is like one good hit away from giving in on one side.
Don't worry, Fern, we're coming for you. We're through the door. We're gonna be there any second.
We need to make sure that everything is safe. There's a lot of
It's
commotion.
fine. This is a factory. You guys are so loud here.
Fair enough. So suppose that as he keeps talking, like almost is gone, the two other guys leaving the chamber. We knew from reputation that Gurge was some sort of strange wild man from what she said, but we were not prepared for what we encountered. He became a terrifying beast when assaulted. But he's not dead. He's taken care of. He is fine.
Okay.
He is in Artana's custody, and whatever business he's gotten, wherever she may be, he's being taken to whatever debts he may have accrued.
My, a monster. That certainly would explain some of our wild nights.
Right there, we come back to you guys.
Ashley, give it a whack. Come on, knock this thing down.
Is everyone just
We're just waiting.
Going on it?
Yeah.
Kick it down.
we're just working on it?
Yeah, I've got like one foot. I'm trying to like pull at the top hinge,
Okay.
trying to just pull on it.
I'm still working on the lock.
Listen,
Something's never changed.
22 for strength.
Oh, wow.
Great,
Okay,
yeah.
we're in.
Kink, the door pulls away.
Natural 20. Oh.
You're holding a door open.
The dust kicks up around it, and soot just kind of fills the air. You can't help but find yourself cough through instinct. And as it begins to clear back, you can see there are a number of lights further down the hall and the stairways that lead down to the chamber. It looks like some individuals with almost like headlamp circumstances are glancing over in your direction as two armed guards, the two that you originally encountered, come around the corner, weapons drawn, and look towards you as the fallen door's dust begins to settle.
Someone needs to fix those hinges. We just knocked on the door and it.
Boss! Boss! And as you're both, he's leaned in at the table, hearing this in the background, goes, oh, my apologies. I need to figure out what my ridiculous men are up to, so I'll walk you out.
figure it out.
I'll walk you
Oh, okay.
What is up? And he shouts over to his men. Sir, these people, the people we're talking about, they went through the door. They said it was broken.
Yeah.
Is it broken? Do we need to fix it? He's like, wait, are these your friends?
Yes, did you get the dire wolves? The pack of dire wolves that was outside that were just ravenous.
Yeah.
Okay.
We sent them off of the side. They
Chased
fell
them
down
off.
the side of the spire.
Yeah.
Well, we thank you for your service, but you are on private property. I need you to leave.
We're going.
You want to get that door up for the dire wolves?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
As you all walk out, there's like silence and awkward, like a cough in the distance. It's just like the super tense exit as you all kind of scuffle out into the main street and take up an exhale.
I thought you said you were gonna die.
I thought for a second, but then he changed his mind, I guess.
But Gurge is elsewhere.
Gurge is elsewhere, and he seems to be alive and well.
Oh.
Yeah, he was just saying that he was turning into a beast of some sort.
Well, in his house we saw the claw marks,
Yeah,
and they looked quite big.
And they're sure that he turned into this creature, or someone turned him into a creature.
It's an excellent point.
Where is he?
Excellent point.
Where is he now?
There was a woman involved. Artana Vo was her name. That wasn't the place that he
Do we
was at.
recognize that name?
You know that Artana is kind of a name that's hushed by those that work in criminal circles, as almost like a boogeyman. Kind of a mercenary for hire who is known for hunting those that are hard to find and bringing them back in one piece, if wanted in one piece. That's best that you can recall.
So your Gurge was a bounty for one of the most badass hunters in the city.
Yeah, when you put it like that, that's really...
I mean, he did say that, people were, always kind of keeping tabs on him, but I thought he might have just been like paranoid.
So she's obviously taken him to someone else, someone with a lot of money.
Did we find out who put out the bounty?
We could try that. Do you know where we would find Artana?
No, but if you want to find out what sort of shit rich people are up to, you talk to rich people. And we have one.
I know you're fancy. Are you the rich one?
No. We have a patron of sorts that we work with on occasion. Yes.
Yeah, we should check in with them.
Yeah.
Sorry, Esteros?
Esteros.
Worcestershire.
Esteros.
As you travel to a familiar space in the core spire, you come to the exterior of Sir Esterash's estate. There, Evelyn greets you and leads you into his study.
Welcome. And who is this one?
Chetney Pakapi.
Chetney. I'm Eric's Esteros.
Chetney came to us with a request to help find his friend, who has the ridiculous name of Gurge. And
It is quite ridiculous, isn't it?
and we set about to do that, and discovered that Gurge has been taken hostage by
Artana Vaz.
Did we also update Lord Esteros on what happened with like the wall and all that? Have we been back here?
It's been a long couple of days.
No. Okay, so there was also a wall and stuff happened.
Oh my god.
More inanimate objects.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The wall came to life. It was this big monster with like tentacles that came out of it. We almost died.
But that was the source of the disappearing folk that you had us go investigate. So mission accomplished.
And we found out they were connected to this family, the Treshies.
Treshies are one of the more influential Mahan houses of the city. So the Chande Quorum, that is responsible for the governance of the city, has 8 anonymous members amongst the multitude of Mahan houses and guild masters and other individuals that may be on this council. But their membership is unknown, aside from one, who speaks as their mouthpiece. It has been long assumed, at least on my part, that the Treshies have at least one member within those midst. Obviously, I do not have a lot of face time with the other families of the city, but now that I have a place to begin asking around about, I see what I can muster. There is a ball of some kind in the near future. Maybe it's time to make a fashionable appearance.
Can we go?
His eyes narrow intensely, looking at you.
It just sounds fun. Never been to a ball.
I can ask.
What kind of ball is it? Is it a celebration of some sort of day of holiday or remembrance or something? Or
Not a specific holiday. It is meant to be an annual social greet for the upper crust of the city. It's a place for business and guilds to meet those who have come into power, to talk of those who have vanished from power, and to consolidate the interests of the coming year.
Oh.
Jeez.
Now, you said Artana, yes?
Yeah.
He turns around and walks up to one of the separate shelves on the other side of the room and begins to pick through before pulling a book down and begins flipping through pages.
I keep tabs on persons of interest in the city. Your Gurge is not unknown to me.
Oh.
This Artana, while I do not know where they stay, they have a sister. Her name is Preyo Madali.
Preyo Madali.
She is one of the partial owners and common purveyor and manager of the Suttinswill Tavern.
Oh, the Sittinswill. We heard about that. That's in the Smolder Spire.
I wish I had more information on this Artana individual. But, as you said, they do carry a high price, so my curiosity is certainly piqued.
Do you have any idea what they look like?
They are, Unia, elf orc. Piercing light brown eyes is the only note I have here.
You went on way.
Beautiful.
Well, it being the time of day that it is, maybe we can scoot back over to the Soot and Swill?
All right.
It's a good use of time.
Stay safe. Don't get in too deep.
Thank you.
And Evelyn sees you back out, and the city is yours.
Holy shit! You guys are into some stuff.
And you really want to find this Scourge?
Yeah.
Did you know anything about him being beastly at times?
He was a mess. Woof. Like the odor on him. Oh my God. Like my hair had a good vibrant color to it. Now it's just white. It's not at all because I'm 200 and up.
Exiting once more into the smolder spire, the familiar smell of the somewhat soot-dappled air greets you as you step out into the open afternoon sky. The faint mist is still kind of lingering over the city from the cold morning, and you can see what looks to be a bit of a darkened possible storm front is on its way in the distance. But you go ahead and follow your Genasi friend here to the Soot and Swill Tavern. You can see most of the folks in here look like they're standard working class folk, and they're all just enjoying a bit of late afternoon merriment before they go to rest, go to work, or go home. You can see the purveyor of it is a female, Unia, in her 30s or so. You can see looks to be dark brown hair that in places has streaks of like a deep red. She glances over towards you and goes, "You back again, huh?"
Yeah. How bad was it last time?
Wasn't great.
How expensive of a bottle would I need to buy to make it great?
Checks under the counter for something. That one. Points over to one of the shelves, and you can see there is a finer, almost like a stack of smooth baubles that create a singular little wine bottle of sorts.
How much is it?
85.
I have just the thing. I'm gonna reach over,
Oh, God.
put my hand on the small of Ashton's back, and I'm gonna unclip the Allhammer earring that he stole from me.
It is yours.
This should suffice, I think. It's from, the Allhammer. It was, from my great-great-great-great-grandfather.
Oh my God.
I'm Preo. This is my establishment. I got a few tables that are open. Just don't do anything he tells you.
Compliments of our table. We wanted you to have this little taster.
Oh, goodness. Look at that. Thank you so much. That's sweet. That's really
I don't know if you're allowed to enjoy on duty. You
Killing it.
Can I get you anything?
Oh no, I don't consume any beverages. We're just here. We're looking for somebody.
Oh. Who are you looking for, little man?
Oh, well, we were. Oh boy. We were. You know what? I'll just cut to the chase and be honest with you, if that's all right, because yeah. We were actually trying to find a relative of yours, a relation.
Oh?
Yeah. I think her name is Artana.
Yeah, I don't know where Artana is these days.
All right. Well, if you find out where she is, let us know. We'll be over there drinking.
Of course, yeah. No worries if I see you around.
Okay.
As you're asking these questions, you can't help but catch Preo kind of just quickly looking over towards the kitchen and then back to you.
Well, she liked the drink.
Oh, good.
And then I asked her about her sister, and she claimed...
Oh, straight up just like that?
Yeah, well, I panicked. She kept looking over to the kitchen. Now, either she's really hungry, or there's someone in the kitchen.
Okay.
Chetney,
Yeah?
do you think you could make it into that door without anyone seeing?
Right now. Just right now?
Well, yeah. I go invisible.
Oh shit!
Where'd he go?
You watch as Chetney just vanishes before your eyes in an instant.
Fun.
Peace out, bitches, and I slap Dorian in the face.
Don't you become uninvisible when you attack?
It's like caress. It's a caress.
You cross past and dodge out of the way, darting through, and there you see the door partially ajar, and you scoot in. And in the far edge of the room, you see about a hunched, 9-foot-tall ogre. And they're in the process of like juggling different pans and like filling a plate. The ogre's just whistling to himself as he's getting his work done. At one point, you see Hobbs like this large, like cooked piece of ham, and like half catches it, and the pot before it hits the floor, puts it back up in there and keeps cooking it.
That's a cook.
To the far left, there is a table that has 2 wheels on the bottom of one side and kind of stoppers in the other, but it's pushed a little further away, and you can just see along the wall beside it, it looks like there is a door that is meant to blend in with the rest of the room. From what you can see, there's just that like heavy rack is placed up against it, and it kind of helps blend it in there, and is kind of either holding it closed or hiding what is used to open it, but that is what you see.
Got it. So even it's just a thin amount, so I couldn't even get through it. I have to move this fucking bookcase.
You would, yeah.
Unless it's cheap wood, and I hate cheap wood.
Call is yours.
Okay. I'm gonna creep my way back out like a mongoose. I make my way back to the rest of the group.
All right.
Don't act normal. It's me. It's Chetney. Here's the dealio. There's an ogre about 9 feet tall, real big, making food. Don't eat the food. But there's a door hidden behind a bookcase.
Do you need a distraction? I was gonna do it again.
Oh, that would be a great idea.
What gets a cook out of the kitchen?
I know.
What?
You know when you go to a restaurant and you're like, I would really love to give my compliments to the chef.
They bring him out.
Excellent.
Yes.
Good idea.
And then he'll come out. I can give him I'll eat the food, guys. I'll eat anything. So if I order the food and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is amazing, and then you guys can go in there.
Maybe the tiny tots can handle it. I mean, I've got guns for days. I just need one other person to help me push.
Well, so let's start by ordering a ham.
Okay.
Okay.
You go up to the bar.
All right. So you go ahead and approach Preo. Finishes serving 2 drinks.
Hey, honey, what can I do for you?
Hi. What do you have? What's on the menu? Is there like a chef's special today or something of the sort?
Yeah, you want a meal? We got a meal.
What do you have?
Whatever's in the meal for the day.
That sounds great. Okay.
All right. Get it out to you. Another meal! A number of minutes later, you hear a voice in the kitchen go, "It's up!" And you see one of the servers, who's a very short goblin, returns with a platter, and you can see on it, there are definitely like portions in this. There are different colors. There is like a gray something. There is like a brown series of somethings, and what looks like it might have been like a soft rice. It comes over. It does smell like it was cooked, and may have some flavor or enjoyment to it, but is definitely a little nondescript when placed upon the table.
Here you go. This
Thanks
is
very much.
for you.
You don't have to do this.
I mean, this looks delicious to me. Don't you smell this?
It smells
Yes,
pretty good.
sadly.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is this? What all is this?
That's a meal.
This is one of the best meals I've ever had.
Really?
It's all so just tasty. Could you bring out the chef?
What?
I would love to give my compliments to the chef.
Okay.
This really is award-winning stuff.
As I'm hearing this, I motion to Ashton to kind of make our way over toward where we could get to the door.
The goblin server rushes off and goes into the kitchen.
I've just got eyes on Preo.
Preo is currently just in the process of now cleaning down the space. A few patrons have left, and there's a little bit
she's
of a
back at the
lull.
bar?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll zoom over.
Fresh. Bottle trick if you need to.
Bottle trick? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
That is.
Hey there, honey. You see anything else?
Oh, I just had a bottle trick I wanted to show you.
Okay.
I'll put the bottle on my head.
Okay.
Try to zoom forward and zoom back with just sort of balancing.
Okay, well,
Get this shit out here.
Okay.
no, Ray. Hold on.
Well, first, make a dexterity saving throw.
That's a natural 20.
At first, it looks like it's about to tip back, and you compensate. And then at this point, it begins to lean in the other direction, and you compensate. And as opposed to just keeping it in place, you are continuously keeping it right about to fall, which builds this perpetual tension. And everyone around the bar on the edges start going like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And all of a sudden, like people are starting to join in, whoa, whoa. And people, the stupid ass trick somehow is gaining attention.
I'm compromised.
And right at this moment, as this is happening, the goblin comes rushing out.
Who wants to see me?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wow. Me.
Just bounding over. People are like scooting out of the way. One of the tables, you pull back. It's like off the wood across the way. Just big smile on the face. You can see just kind of the lower, like underbite of the ogre peering beneath this giant grin.
Is it okay?
I have to tell you, this is one of the best meals that I've ever had. It.
You just see just like tears being.
I love him.
Ogres are only adorable in this world.
Yeah. What's your name?
My name. Pretty.
Oh,
What's going on? What's going on?
You guys are what are you doing?
Are we doing this?
you're doing it.
Yeah. I quickly walk over to the bookcase and I kind of tap it because you can't see me. Okay.
The rest of you see, well, maybe a bookcase to Chetney is just a serving cart with the wheels on one side.
Help me move this gargantuan.
Aurum.
Please.
You want help moving?
Yeah.
It's no longer in your way.
My God. You are a man of unparalleled strength.
We all stutter sometimes.
You all immediately dart into this room that is low lit. You can see that there is one oil lantern that's set on a table that's kind of dimly lighting the space. This is a kitchen storage area. You also see a cot. And on this table, where there is the lantern, you see a figure that is sitting there. Currently, in the low light, you can see what looks to be a woman, maybe late 20s or so, who is Unia. And as soon as you all kind of step in and glance and see them, they immediately look up and then reach over and grab a heavy crossbow and aim it right towards you, who the first that walked in, as you all kind of gather in. The three of you are right there.
Please, don't shoot. Whoa. Definitely don't want to fight.
Why should I not? And you see the other hand kind of reaches back for a blade.
Just want to talk. Looking for Artana bow.
Make a persuasion check.
Total of 4.
Scarvage.
Total of 4.
No.
You take 8 points of piercing damage as you have your shield up and the bolt releases from the heavy crossbow. It hits the shield, arcs up, and just catches you on the side of the chin. Then sticks into the wall behind you.
Believe it or not, still don't want to fight. Still don't want to fight.
Step in front.
At this point, you watch the heavy crossbow fall like to the side. The hand catches another bolt, spins it around, and in one movement, turning it around, pulls it back, has it at the ready, and has now geared over towards you, Dorian.
Wait, we just want to talk. I got a bolt in my chin. I'm not swinging. We just want to talk.
Then talk. Quickly.
We're looking for Artana Vo. That you?
Maybe. What do you want with her?
Chet? Still here?
We have money.
Thank
I'm kind
you.
of like closer to her and to the left, like I've just kept going.
Oh,
Missus! Oh, you got me! Oh, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm looking for Gurge. He's a friend. I'm just trying to find him so I can get some work. Please, we don't want to bother you very much. We can give you money if you could point us in the direction of.
Put her on the table.
How much?
What have you got?
That's kind of an open-ended question. How about 25 gold?
Points it back over towards you.
30 gold.
I have more gold as well.
Put it on the table.
All right.
You see 30 gold just appear on the table.
Bling.
Okay. We'll walk slowly over and pull out 30 gold, set it next to Chetney's.
All right.
You also see a small wooden rocking horse appear on the table.
Thanks. I was hired to find him, and I did it. He's not with me anymore. Apparently word got around. Wild Man Gurge was returned to the civilized streets. My client paid me very well and emphasized to be brought back alive.
I'll put another 100 down if you can tell us where we can lock onto them.
How much money do you have?
Make a persuasion check. With advantage.
Hey.
Come on.
Natural 20.
My client was Vali Dertrana. Vali's the business commissioner of the Mirror Towers in the Core Spire. Works out of the Moon Tower. I haven't done much for him before, but when a client is shifty about details, especially when they can get me killed, I hold no loyalty. I don't deal with people like him often. In fact, only once before. Just don't get bitten.
Okay. Gang, are we good?
Have you heard of a large bounty, 20,000, on a security detail that went wrong? Something perhaps put out by the Trashy family.
Yeah? You do kind of match a certain description that came across my path.
And, does it seem to be a popular bounty in the bounty hunting community?
She leans forward and gives you a good, hard look from tip of head to bottom feet. Real familiar description.
Oh. Hi. No.
We wouldn't be asking if that was the thing.
Yeah, no. We all have family, right? And we want to protect our family, don't we?
I bet you tell your friend, sorry, your family, to get out of town real quick. If he's still here. I'm not the only hunter on the loose.
We appreciate your candor. Try the meal when you get a minute. Close the door.
Close the door behind you.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I gotta get back to work.
It's just it's been such a pleasure to spend time with you. It really, truly has.
You too.
He's just
Have we seen our friends come out of the kitchen yet?
not yet. The rest of you step out of the room, and at that point you hear the heavy footfalls approaching the kitchen of the cook.
Do something. Pretty!
Yeah?
What are you doing later?
Oh no.
Working and then sleeping.
What time do you get off?
2 hours after sundown.
2 hours after sundown. Pretty. Do you want to go on a date?
With you?
We could all go.
It could
Just
be
make
an
it
un-
like a
it can be an
full, like a
unenjoyable-
group hang.
It's
type of thing.
the three of us are sitting at the table still, right?
Yeah.
The three of us.
It's a date.
Have they come out yet?
As you all scoot out of the kitchen and back into the riffraff of the chamber, looking across to your friends, as stepping aside, a big hand just kind of palms the side of your shoulder and pushes you during out of the way.
Move aside, shift gotta finish.
And he just charges back into the kitchen with a renewed vigor.
Gotta lead. We should probably get out of here soon.
Okay, we just have to be back in 2 hours.
Why?
Why?
We have a date.
With?
All of them are going on a date with the cook.
Pretty is his name. He's very sweet.
Okay. Wasn't the outcome I was expecting.
What did you guys get?
Shot, mostly.
A name, location, for good old Gurch.
You can't see me.
Did you just say that out loud?
Yes.
I take an elbow to wherever I heard that.
Asshole. Well, let's go. Yeah, let's get out of here. Where was the lead? Where did...
Where did she send you guys to?
Moon Tower and the Core Spire.
Core Spire.
What?
You want to relay it all?
Oh, shit.
Well, I'll relay it all, but she said, as long as you don't get bit.
What does that? What do you mean?
Oh, by
Bit by what?
By the beast.
Yeah, Gurge.
By Gurge.
What is?
Like he's got, some sort of infectious.
Direwolves.
He said, someone said, wild. He's a wild person? Wild man?
Yeah, he either was turned into a beast or becomes a beast or...
Maybe he becomes. Did you ever see him turn into anything?
No.
By the light of a full moon?
No.
Would we know about?
Terrible, though.
You could have been a gnome werewolf, Travis. You blew it.
Shit. Reset. Back to one.
And this bounty hunter said that Gurge was delivered to the Moon Tower. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Now, that's a space that you know of and you may have heard of, but none of you have really been to. It's further towards the top of the core spire, which you get closer to like the quorum grounds. And while a number of, let's say close to a majority of the Mahan houses live on the Lucent Spire, a number of them do reside and do their business, as well as a number of the guilds up towards the top of the core spire, overlooking the rest of Drusar and the surrounding jungle.
Who knows anything about the Moon Tower?
Ashton?
I've never fucking been there. I don't know.
Why don't we just visit, look around? What's the worst that could happen? We don't need to go invading a tower tonight.
That would be most generous of you. I would take you up on that.
So, you have spent most of your time within the core spire, kind of in the central, kind of mid-range of its spiraling main streets. Following where you know it's supposed to be, you begin to head further and further up. And as you do, you cross by beautiful gardens. These kind of tree-covered, constructed elements of the most beautiful aspects of the surrounding jungle, cultivated to be a welcoming presence here in the middle of the industrial city. Continuing onward and kind of keeping an eye bound, you do eventually find, rising against the stone spire wall to your left, a heavy gate that surrounds a guarded courtyard that holds up 4 beautiful polished towers of marble and limestone that climb to a droplet-like peak, each of them at different heights. This is a beautiful space, cultivated, gated, and you can see there's probably 4 wardens that are just keeping perimeter or standing watch at the front gates that lead into the interior of this space that, glancing about, you get the sense this is likely the Mirror Towers, as the bit of now starting to press into sunset lighting is gleaming off of their polished exteriors strongly. and catching the surrounding neighborhood in bright, flickering lights that occasionally shift in shimmer, almost like you're underwater.
Do any of them obviously look like it would be the moon tower?
Not from this distance.
All right, well, let's just keep strolling.
Can I just go up to one of the guards?
You sure can.
I mean,
Maybe they do guided tours.
You going on another date?
As you approach, you see the two wardens that are at the front and just kind of holding their position. And as you approach, they just kind of glance over, not aggressively, but definitely in a curious wariness.
Hi. All right, so I was sent here. I'm from Jelvon. Have you heard of the city?
Yes, we are aware of the location.
Wonderful. So Master Faramore has asked if I would come and talk to someone about opening a business here. And he said that the person to talk to was the business commissioner, but I think he said her name was, oh gosh, what was it? Volley Dertrana, I think it was. About getting a license or something. I think he was looking for a way to...
Make a deception check.
Okay, cool. That's a natural one, so I think...
Unfortunately, lest you have previously set a meeting with the commissioner, you may be out of luck.
Oh.
Perhaps I would submit something in writing.
Of course. I think he sent a letter ahead of time, but it probably hasn't arrived yet.
What is your name? I could pass it along inside.
Imogen. Of the Faramore residence. Also,
Writes it down.
did he send it to the correct tower? Now, he thought it was the moon tower, but I see there are 4, and now I'm wondering if maybe we sent it to the wrong one. I don't...
This is like writing down the notes, kind of haphazardly goes like,
Well, if it was the commissioner, it's likely the moon tower.
Moon tower, yeah. And which one was that? Oh gosh, they all look the
back.
same.
I mean, it's to point towards the what from your perspective would be the back right portion before the other guard kind of like takes a spear and like hits their foot.
Somewhere on the premises.
Right, sorry. Is there a mailbox or someone that it should be delivered? Oh god.
I will pass this within. Try back again tomorrow. Have a good day.
Thank you.
How'd you do?
Now that I know where the moon tower is.
That was fucking great.
Okay, I know which one the moon tower is. Yeah, but I don't know how we're gonna get in there.
Maybe this is something we could get Esdras' help with, like some sort of a written pass.
Yeah, we should talk to him.
Yeah.
Sure.
You get us something official.
Yeah.
That
And
could
if that fails, we could,
Break and enter.
Yeah.
If Artana got in by bringing in a bounty, and this family is looking for bounties, who's to say we can't find our own?
Oh, shit.
Oh, you like that?
Well, you kind of look like a bounty.
No, that's not what I meant.
I thought that's what you were
Excuse me,
suggesting.
no.
This is a
Victoria, that's such a good idea.
I thought we could actually find a legitimate bounty,
Oh
and
my
then
gosh.
How can you look closer to your brother?
Just put a hood on him.
This would be a good idea if your brother was out of town.
Fine.
But we got to do something about that. It's family. You got to take care of fucking family.
I honestly really liked Imogen's idea. I think it's solid.
Which is get a letter?
Yeah. See Estras?
I believe that was my idea. I just
Was
feel
it?
like I have to put that out there.
Yes,
I
Respect.
Thank you.
I think we should get the letter. I think we should get the letter.
Okay. We'll go get the letter then.
Good idea, Laudna.
All right. So, heading down to the familiar space, more in the central part of the core spire, you return to the Estros Manor. Evelyn leads you back to the same study, and sitting in the same chair by the fire, you see Lord Eric's Estros, like, finishing chewing on a cookie before turning and standing up.
Return.
Already. You sick of us yet?
Not possible.
Are those cookies you baked? Your latest and greatest?
I'm trying a new recipe. Do you want to try some?
And he lifts up the tray and holds it out.
Who would I be to say no? What are they?
Maple. But different.
You daring boy.
As you take a bite, he goes, I added ginger.
Spicy yet sweet.
Oh my god.
Ginger snaps cannon.
Anyway, I do not think you are here to just try my baked goods. Unless you were, but...
No, so we were trying to get into the moon tower of the mirror towers. We thought maybe if we had a letter that showed that we had actual business there, then we could potentially get in. Potentially.
Do you have a specific cover you would request for this?
Well, in the town that I am from, actually, my the man I worked for owns a lot of shops.
The name of this individual?
Master Fairmore?
Master February.
And he walks aside, and you can see he takes up what looks like a stack of paper that was in a drawer of a nearby desk, pulls two of them out, gets a ink and quill, and begins to write down.
Yeah, I don't believe he has a shop in Jussar already, but he has them all over Marquet.
Understood.
Reaches over the top of the desk and takes what looks like a small stick of red coloration, holds it over one of the candles, lets it drip upon the sheet, reaches in a pocket and pulls out something on a long chain, presses it into it, rolls it up, and hands it to you.
Whoa.
This should be enough to get you where you need.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. You make it look so easy.
Don't be ungrateful.
Not this is necessarily your problem, but we're trying to get somebody out of town extremely quiet. It would be easier to move around the city if we had fewer things to worry about. Family in peril can make people do foolish things.
And what is it you ask of me then?
Either if you're capable of getting somebody quietly out of town, or if you might know somebody who could. And
I could likely do so, if this individual would be willing to come to me.
This individual is my brother, and I have to know these bounties that we discussed earlier.
Mm-hmm.
What's their reach? Jussar? Marquet? How far do these things travel?
Well, if the amount is right, and it's been around long enough, it could reach every shore on Marquet. But it depends bounty to bounty.
Well, out of town is good.
Is it time for a date?
Oh, God. What time of day is it?
Right now it's about close to sunset in the next 30, 40 minutes. So you probably have about a little over 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
We should take him for a walk in a graveyard.
Okay. That actually sounds really pleasant.
it's really nice.
Sounds really peaceful.
This is extremely riveting, I must tell you.
Oh my goodness, we're still here.
Well, good luck. Stay safe. Don't do too long. That is dated, so...
Would it be prudent to go in the morning or today?
With a little convincing, tomorrow should be fine, but the sooner the better, rightly.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Let's go.
So we'll just
Yeah,
quickly
let's do it,
rattle the
let's do it.
information out of her, find this person, wrap it up
Gurge.
quick before your date.
Oh, I'm sure we'll be done in time.
Do we know if it's a
Andy
full
Ganoff from
moon?
Whitestone.
Oh, yeah.
Would
do
we
know?
hear?
Katha is actually been waning for some time and is kind of off to the western side of the sky. Rudis has been kind of drifting overhead, and it's Rudis' time of year. So not like a full moon in the classic sense.
Is there ever a time that they're both full?
Yeah, Rudis doesn't wax and wane. It just kind of stays this dull red color in the sky. Occasionally, it seems to almost glow or flash in the sky at odd times. And there are many theories, and usually when nights in which it is seemingly brighter than others, and those that are born beneath it are considered set for lives of ill fate.
All right.
Let's try it.
We're going up?
I don't know.
Okay, so you are heading to the
Same place.
mirror towers? Okay.
That's how.
Okay. Returning to the upper regions of the spire, you come to the familiar courtyard that previously you could not quite enter. The same guards are posted.
Good news.
Yes?
Takes it, pulls out a small blade and cuts the seal, but looks at the seal for a second.
Just a moment, I need to confirm legitimacy.
Steps through the gate, and you see it kind of vanish in the courtyard. An awkward 5 minutes passes. The other guard just kind of looks at you all, kind of spear to the side.
Hi.
How's your night going?
Okay.
Do you have your own armor, or is there just like a locker full of them? They kind of fit everybody.
That.
If.
Would you like a wooden coin?
Sure.
Produce a small copper-looking wooden coin.
Thanks. It's at that point that the the Dragonborn guard returns.
So proud of everything that just
You
happened.
have been cleared to enter.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Gate opens, and you enter the courtyard.
We would have gone through all this effort. We would have snuck in. We would have come up with some stupid thing when all we had to do was go to Lord Estro's.
For everything.
At about this time, the sun has entirely set, and you sense a very faint bit of rain beginning to fall upon the city. You all quickly step within the interior. Within the moon tower, you can see there is a young assistant. He is currently what looks to be taking a number of leather-bound books and setting them upon these dozens of locked shelves around the interior of the chamber. Steps down from his shiftable stepping tower, pushes it to the side. Right, can I help you?
Yes. I'm going to pull out the letter and read it to make sure I know exactly what Lord Estros said in it.
In not so many words, it breaks down that the bearer of this end is written your name in full, and the 7 companions you see before you are to be granted audience when available within their schedule to specifically volley. It just kind of goes in. It's a very, very formal presentation, but it does seem to be thorough.
All right.
All right. I think he's. Let me check. Excuse me, just a moment.
Wonder they knew.
Double checks all the locks on the shelves, and then heads down the hall.
I think we should follow this gentleman.
Let me know if you want to.
We'll just come with you to just make sure.
If you need
He's already like down the hall and left around the corner.
Just like slowly walk down the hallway like.
If we can catch sight of him. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do hear echoing from the hall, like,
What did you say?
hello?
I can only go invisible once.
Hello, Master Valley? I don't know. And as you guys all kind of step down the hall and turn the corner, you can see him locking the door behind you. It's like, sorry, I don't know. He is apparently not here, so he might be gone. Might have left for the day. I didn't see him.
I'm slowly, sort of like just shuffling Chetney behind my cape. I'm gonna cast invisibility on him.
Nice.
Okay.
While they're talking, I just start going.
You gingerly move around and seemingly unnoticed are to the exterior of the door.
You know, is it possible to leave a note, like slide it under the door or something, so that he knows what to expect?
Maybe I could probably do that.
Here's the letter.
Under.
There you go.
All right, I'll make sure it's left in the office.
No, maybe you shouldn't just slide it under the door because now I'm worried that he's gonna come in and he's not even gonna see it's under the door. Can you leave it on his desk or something? I'm just freaking out.
All right.
Chetney, follow him.
I picked up on it. That was
How are we gonna go,
But nevertheless, get out. And he kind of like ushers the rest of you out.
Thank you. Have a shiny day.
Closes the doors behind you.
I'm still inside.
Still inside. It's shady inside, but it looks like there is a blue orb that kind of just sits above a small pillar, kind of floating about an inch above it, that just kind of gives this dull blue glow throughout the interior of this office. Stepping inside, you can see there is a large, dark wooden desk. You can see there are shelves. There is kind of a liquor cabinet off the side. There's a bunch of like papers and stuff on the main desk area. There is a large stained glass window that looks out into the courtyard.
I say to Imogen, I'm in.
Great. What do you see? What are you doing?
There's a big blue ball, a stained glass window, these enormous bookcases.
There is a heavy Vermalock bookcase that sits against the wall behind the large slab of the wooden desk there that you see, that with multitudes of intricate drawers that are visible on the chair side of it.
Vermalock.
Yeah, Vermalock is actually pretty rare, and you recognize it immediately. Deep purple coloration.
Ooh. Do I hear or smell or feel anything that might be off? Something that could be illusory or arcane in nature?
There is a large, what looks to be like a trader or trade route map of the Odiran wilds kind of spread across one half of the desk. That's like trade routes marked and all the paths of the actual jungle around. You glance back at the bookcase on the wall behind you. You're like, it's fucking bookcases. And you kind of head over to it and look at where it meets the wall. And you sense the faintest of noise behind the bookcase.
You're shitting me. Oh, baby. All right. I'm going to go up and look at the trade map. I'm going to scroll that piece of shit up, scroll that away.
Okay.
Oh my god!
That's hot.
Oh my god.
Yeah!
Gold sugar prayer.
Fucking brilliant.
Good, is here.
Look at brilliant.
That's fucking hot. I'll pass
Oh
this
my
over.
god, yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Whew. Explore. The locked drawers are very tempting, but I've learned. That door. I don't need anyone else for this. I go over to the desk. I've made these kind of things before. I look under the desk for a button or a switch. Where is it, you fuck?
You look underneath the desk, and it looks to be just smooth wood underneath where the chair is set.
God damn it. Is there a drawer with a lock that has more wear on the outside of the lock than the other?
On the left-hand top side, you can see where the keyhole is. There is much more wear on the wood surrounding where the metal entry point is.
Let's go to work on that.
Messing with it there, the drawer opens up slightly.
As it opens up slightly, I look.
Glancing inside, you can see there is a small iron chest about that large, like a small, almost like a scroll case, but it is chest and it's designed with a flip top that is kind of immediately visible there. And it looks to be a small, like leather-bound book about that big.
I open it.
Okay, go ahead and open it. On the inside, you see 100 platinum pieces.
That's a lot of money.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
And there's a book, too?
There's a book.
It's a small leather-bound book, yeah, about that big.
And I'll do just do I see anything on the first couple of pages before I...
There's only, looks to be 20 pages in there. Only the first 2 are filled with any sort of text and writing. A lot of them seem to be shorthand notes. The shorthand breaks into elements like pay made, order, dream set. The next one, and all the other ones are talking about different connections to unions. Another one that catches your eye says, requested by Nightmare King.
Whoa!
Yeah. Make that one.
Whoa!
Comma, bring alive.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
I stick my hand in and reach around.
On the one on the right?
Yeah.
You stick it in, you hit something. And you hear behind you.
Oh my god! Yes!
Oh my god!
Turn around and you can see
You're pretty.
where the bookcase was, there is an open area carved a little bit smaller than the size of the bookcase. And there is just a darkened staircase that extends.
Uh-oh. You can't go alone. Uh-oh.
You bet your ass. We came for one thing and one thing only. Beast man, I'm going in. Whoa.
You go in?
Yeah.
Okay. As you begin heading down the stairs, you hear voices.
Uh-oh.
One that, as you pick up the conversation, says, our patron is pushing for legislation in the coming weeks, so whatever you plot must be quickened. Another voice follows up.
Your dullard mind fails to grasp the beautiful pattern I've already constructed across the city.
Ira, I'm serious. Let us get this over with, so that I might never deal with your cruel arrogance again.
Then bring me some riffraff from the steppes. People no one would miss. And maybe a Mahan child just to spice things up. This next wave will.
I will most certainly not bring you a child, you freak. I endure only a short time longer. Finish your work and be gone from my life.
Of course. Once my work is done, I shall leave.
Footsteps begin to approach you.
I back up. I go to the inside of the drawer and I click the button.
You go and click the button. It's not closing.
Oh, no! I shut the doors and I run across the office and I just put myself in the corner.
Are you still invisible?
I am. But I make myself small and tiny in the corner.
Okay. Stepping into the room, you see what looks to be a half-elven man, light blonde hair, kind of coiffed in the front a bit. These sideburns that come to a point. He's wearing some nice clothing, and he steps in. Goes ahead and reaches behind one of the nearby portraits you see hanging next to it and presses something in the bookcase. Shifts back into place.
Cool.
Pulls the chair back and sits.
Oh, fuck.
Steps up. And one of the ornaments you see on the wall, which is this sheathed saber, pulls free and begins walking through the room. Looks out the window. Looks underneath a small futon. Slashes. Where are you?
In the corner of them. Like, if you come in the door and the bookshelf's on the right, I'm in the far corner, opposite of where the desk is.
Okay. Slowly begins to make his way through the room, swashing, cutting through the air.
Oh, God.
But you're very short, so maybe he's cutting above you.
Old man smell.
Old smell.
Smells like menthol.
Slowly creeping closer to where you're currently resting.
Ben Gay.
About 5 feet away. 3 feet. Right next to you.
I run.
You where?
I run up, I jump on whatever bed or shelf is next to the window, and I'm going through that.
Yeah!
Through the the window? Yes.
I don't know what's on the other side.
Rogue supremacy.
The stained glass shatters as you fall and tumble out into the rain below. The rain's pouring on you, on your face. You always go, what the? Rushes up, blade ready. You can see the elven man standing there looking out about as you rush off into the rainy evening in the courtyard. Eyes peeled for your friends, the rest of you looking at each other panicked as the last conversation you had with Chetney. He seemed to be lost within the office until you hear the shattering of glass in the distance and the shouting of voices. As you glance over into the now harder falling rain. We'll pick up.
Oh my God! What a caper!
Epic!
What a caper!
What a caper!
Let's go!